Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez chief of staff is being investigated for moving $1 million of campaign funds into his private company.
Bin Laden's son is wanted by the State Department with $1 million reward offered.
And the conflict in Venezuela continues. We have a professor's perspective.
And are we in for more rain? Find out more in our weather forecast.
Welcome to this week edition of Newscene. I'm Juan Gomez.
And I'm Ayo Elise. Here is Yakira with the latest on the scandal involving a rising star in Congress.
Thank you, Ayo. Freshman congresswoman is accused of funneling thousands of dollars. A conservative group filed the complaint to the Federal Election Committee. However, no laws were broken in the financial transfer. New York Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is being questioned over her finances. The freshman congresswoman and her chief of staff, Saikat Chabarati, have been accused of allegedly violating campaign finance laws. The allegation comes as a surprise for Ocasio-Cortez supporters. She's known for advocating against the misuse of campaign funds and being critical of her president.
Yes. So we have a system that is fundamentally broken. We have these influences existing in this body, which means that these influences are here in this committee shaping the questions that are being asked of you all right now. And every person in this body is being held to a higher ethical standard than the President of the United States.
According to the complaint, with the Federal Election Committee, Ocasio-Cortez chief of staff transferred over $800,000 in contributions from political action committees. The money was then deposited into two private companies, which he also controls. The campaign funds were allegedly transferred to the brand new campaign and the brand new Congress. Although large financial transfers to PACs to LLCs are not illegal, the two LLCs do not have to report all of their major expenses. The complaint filed by the Virginia-based National Legal Policy Center argues the transfers are to avoid a loophole in the federal reporting requirements. The New York representative has denied all accusations, and the chief of staff explained LLC's concepts through Twitter when political commentator Ryan Grimm questioned the chief of staff through Twitter. According to their websites, the companies are post-partisan groups that help elect people funded and unbought representatives to Congress. That's all that I have for the lead report. Back to both of you at the desk.
Thank you, Yakira. The former campaign manager of Donald Trump was sentenced on Thursday. Paul Manafort was sentenced to less than 4 years in prison for tax fraud and other crimes. Manafort's conviction was exposed by special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigations. Manafort was facing up to 24 years in prison, but his sentence was lightened than prosecutors asked for. But this is only one of the two cases involving Manafort. Next week, he will receive a second sentencing for conspiracy and witness tampering.
The Food and Drug Administration Commissioner announced this week that he will be resigning at the end of the month. Dr. Scott Gottlieb says in an interview that he wanted to spend more time with his family. He originally took the position after being nominated by President Donald Trump in 2017. He worked previously under President George Bush and as part of Trump's transition team. President Trump wrote on Twitter that Gottlieb did a terrific job as commissioner and that his talents will be greatly missed.
And the son of Osama bin Laden is one of the U.S. State Department most wanted. The U.S. offered up to $1 million for information of the whereabouts of Hassan bin Laden. The younger bin Laden is emerging as the new leader of Al-Qaeda. The State Department officials say bin Laden is releasing video of internet calling for attacks on the U.S. and its allies to avenge the 2011 death of his father. Bin Laden is married to the daughter of Mohammed Atta, the lead 9/11 hijacker. Bin Laden is thought to be hiding along the Afghan-Pakistan border.
North Korea appears to be rebuilding a dismantled nuclear missile facility. South Korean missile intelligence agencies are reporting North Korea is rebuilding a site to test long-range missile engines. Experts believe the rebuilding effort is a response to the stalemate reached at the recent Trump-Kim summit in Vietnam. It also appears to be in direct opposition to requests made by the U.S. for North Korea to dismantle their nukes. President Donald Trump says he would be very disappointed if the reports turned out to be true.
Homeland Security was secretly tracking journalists and believed to be tied to migration caravan late last year. KNSD reveals the leaked material shows that several agencies, including Border Patrol, used an intervention application to collect information of those on the secret list. The list included journalists, activists, and social influencers. The country of Venezuela is living uncertainty in regards to the future of the nation. Crew members and myself gather information and interview a local professor to refresh on what's happening in the Latin America country. Venezuela is in a humanitarian crisis amid conflict between its elected president Nicolás Maduro and opposition leader and self-declared interim president Juan Guaidó. Multiple U.S. journalists covering the crisis have been detained by Maduro's government, including Univision Jorge Ramos and ABC 10's Cody Güero, who was released yesterday morning. Professor Enrique Dávalos, a Chicano study professor at San Diego City College, says the crisis is due to potential U.S. intervention.
What is happening now, the most relevant situation now, is that the U.S. government decided to overthrow the government of Venezuela. The U.S. government made this decision, and now they are preparing in politically and military terms.
Dávalos also acknowledged the reasons why Ramos was detained.
In the case of Jorge Ramos, I disagree with detaining him, but also I understand the frustration of sort of like the government. If I go and I make a report about the people in the United States starving, and I get the picture of that person and use it as if that was the representation of the country, I will frustrate it as well.
The professor also gave us his opinion whether Maduro was a dictator or not.
No. I mean, he was elected. He received a lot of popular support. It's obvious that he has also position. If you want to compare dictators in the world, I mean, the rating for him would be really low. I mean, Saudi Arabia, the thing that Saudi Arabian government has done, the thing that the Mexican government has done, that will be more than, if you try to compare and contrast, I don't know.
Now it is being reported that Venezuela has lost power in many of the cities in the nation since Thursday night. Authorities in Venezuela are blaming the outage on anti-government saboteurs.
And in a turn of unlikely events, find out the fate of two little girls who ran away from home. More after the break.
A team here on campus is on a winning streak. We'll tell you more in sports.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
3 San Diego men were among those killed in a helicopter crash in Kenya last Sunday. Dave Baker, Ander Asher, and Brandon Strapper were among the 5 killed when the chopper went down. An outpouring of sadness from families and friends in San Diego and beyond was shared on social media. The cause of this crash is still unknown.
A former Sweetwater Union High School district employee was arrested for embezzlement. 42-year-old Dana Margarita Williams was arrested for stealing over $50,000 in money orders from the district. The money orders were submitted for district fingerprint background checks, but then deposited into Williams's personal account. The thefts occurred between 2016 and 2017.
Authorities believe a tourist may have faked on his death to avoid rape charges in Scotland. The Monterey County Sheriff Department said Kim Gordon's 17-year-old son reported him missing after he failed to return from an ocean swim. Officials grew suspicion when the son's story was missing key details. He couldn't say where Gordon was swimming or even how the father and son got to Monterey from Los Angeles. Gordon is wanted on 24 counts of rape in Scotland. U.S. Marshals are now looking into the disappearance.
Bay Area police are introducing a Tesla cop car. The Fremont Police Department is the first in the nation to drive an all-electric car. The Tesla Model S85 was unveiled Wednesday, sporting a siren and the classic patrol colors, black and white. This is the first police car in the nation to be 100% emission-free.
Electric scooters are taking over the streets, and something they take away pedestrians' right of way. A disability right group filed a federal lawsuit against San Diego and scooter rental companies, aiming the devices left on sidewalks affect the right of people with disabilities. The lawsuit says scooter companies have done nothing to stop users from riding or parking the scooters on sidewalks. The lawsuit seeks a ban of using and parking scooters on public walkways.
The only indoor skating rink in San Diego could be closing soon, but the community isn't going to let it go quietly. The city of San Diego is selling Skate World, located in Linda Vista. The skating rink has helped schools, daycares, and YMCA groups for over 44 years to provide a fun place for kids. The owners of Skate World do not want to see the treasured rink go to the highest bidder, as current plans include turning it into a retail store. A petition against the sale has reached nearly 14,000 signatures already. City Council will vote on the sale March 18th.
Two young sisters lost the woods for nearly 2 whole days credit their wilderness training for helping them survive. 8-year-old Leia Carrico and her 5-year-old sister Caroline wanted to play outside and hike the trails near their rural Northern California home. When their mother said no, the sister went outside anyways. The sisters survived by huddling together to keep warm and drinking fresh water droplets from leaves.
The latest on the City College Nights and beyond, here is with Marissa with the current sports news.
Thanks, Juan and Io. The City College men's tennis team has extended its winning streak to 10. The Knights secured the 10th victory against Wartburg College 7-0, improving their record to 10-0. In an interview with the City Times, Coach Brandon Lupien says the team hasn't even reached its full potential yet. The Knights lost their first 2 matches, but have clearly been improving ever since. Lupien attributes the Knights' success to the poise of the returning players and keeping consistent. Now, if you want a chance to relive the Knights basketball championship season from 2016, now is your chance. A screening of the City Champions documentary, directed by former Newscene David Purdell, is coming to campus this coming Tuesday. The documentary showcases the Knights' historic season on their road to a state championship.
We got down when nobody dropped their heads, nobody lowered their heads. It was all positive, and I think our family mentality really stuck to it, telling everybody, boosting everybody up, confidence. It was all about our confidence, and we knew at that point nobody could stop us.
Q&A following the showing with both Purdell and counselors to discuss mental health resources available on campus. The free screening is an MS 162 and starts at 2 p.m. Now here's something we don't talk about a lot here in San Diego, and that's parkour. Parkour competitors from up and down the West Coast travel to Apex, a local parkour gym, for their big spring competition. Now, if you're not familiar with parkour, it involves getting from point A to point B in the quickest, most efficient way, involving jumps and flips. Students from both City College and the surrounding areas took part in the tournament.
I think the competition is a great way to get yourself not only to enjoy, really everybody, the community, get together, support each other, and see the best you can give in a moment.
There's a lot of like talented athletes jumping around. Even the kids are doing like awesome. Like they're very impressive with the stuff they do.
Split into 3 sections: skills, speed, and freestyle. This was the qualifier for the big tournament in Santa Ana this June. Now, meantime, sad news has come out of Santa Anita after the 21st horse has died in a span of just a couple months. The track has canceled any horse races indefinitely as they try to figure out the issue. The latest incident happened earlier this week while a horse was training and got injured, later being put down.
They get the absolute best in nutrition. They're exercised each day. Every single horse, we have between 1,800 and 2,000 horses here on the grounds at Santa Anita. They are all taken out of their stalls. They're either walked, jogged, galloped, or breezed on the main track or the training track.
And Anita are saying rain may have been a factor in changing the surface of the track, which could have led to more injuries. Now, Santa Anita is slated to host the Breeders' Cup later this year. That's all I have for sports this week. Back to you two at the desk.
Thank you, Marissa, for that sports update. It's curious because when I was a little kid, I wanted to be like a pro parkour competitor.
Oh, really?
It was, well, it didn't work out, as you can imagine.
Well, worse things, right? So let's see. Why don't we get into it?
Yeah, so Hollywood lost a huge star earlier this week. Won this legacy in entertainment.
Daisy is 6 years old, and she is my very best friend. I couldn't live alone without her. I spend a lot of time in my backyard. I feed the birds and the bees. I love my flowers. The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. I love them. They're my savior. And I look forward to the volunteers because they've all become my friends. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Today is International Women's Day across the globe. For many, International Women's Day celebrates women's contributing in raising awareness of gender inequality. Many celebrate with marches and rallies to advocate for women's rights. Women worldwide wear the color purple and use the hashtag International Women's Day in social media.
A female cyclist was forced to stop in a prestigious race in Belgium because officials said she was getting too close to the male racers. 27-year-old Nicole Hans-Selman from Switzerland broke away from the female cyclist and was approaching the men. She was then stopped by officials and was forced to wait over 2 minutes until the men were far enough away.
Captain Marvel flies into theater across the U.S. today. This is the first female-led superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The PG-13 origin story stars Brie Larson as Captain Marvel with the support from Lashana Lynch as a fellow heroine, fighter pilot, and Samuel Jackson as a young Nick Fury. The film has sold more pre-sale tickets than any movie since last year's Avengers Infinity War. However, Rotten Tomatoes had to change some of its policies due to trolling before the film screened.
A Blockbuster store became, in 2017, the last store in the U.S. near Oregon. But now,
it will be the last one left in the world. Can you imagine?
Apparently, according to CNN, the Oregon store has been open for 20 years, offering the newest movies and releases. However, in 2010, the Blockbuster was declared bankruptcy and was sold to Dish Network. So now it seems like there is only one left in the world.
That's amazing. I remember when I was a kid, it was my dream. I would love to go to on weekends to go to Blockbuster.
It's a classic Friday night.
And it's sad, like Netflix. I think Netflix, well, it came. And the curtain is up for the 4th annual New Play Festival at San Diego City College. The college Black Box Theater was packed yesterday for the 2 p.m. opening. Students and faculty from all over the campus, as well as the off-campus student visitors, came out to support the festival. The 10-minute plays were written and performed by students and directed by faculty. Thursday matinee are free to City College students. The event runs through March 16. Tickets for the remaining shows can be purchased online at Eventbrite.
Singer R. Kelly is in the headlines again. Shonda Walker here with more on the story.
Oh boy, troubled musician R. Kelly has been arrested for the 2nd time in 2 weeks. A day after his interview with CBS Gayle King interview went viral, Kelly was arrested for failing to pay child support. He owes more than $161,000 in back pay to his ex-wife. The artist was indicted on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse for allegedly having relationships with 4 women when they were minors. King interviewed the musician about the charges filed against him and the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. In one of the documentaries, the parents of R. Kelly's living girlfriends, Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, say their daughters met him at a concert when he chose them from a crowd to perform on stage. The parents had hopes that Kelly would choose them to become one of his proteges. Instead, he began dating the girls. Now, King interviewed both Savage and Clary. They admitted to dating him before they were 18, but they say their parents told them to lie about their age, and now they're dating him because they want to. In sad news, actor Luke Perry passed away Monday from a massive stroke. The 52-year-old starred in Beverly Hills 90210 as teen heartthrob Dylan McKay in the 1990s and currently stars as Dad Fred Andrews on the CW series Riverdale. In 1992, a local cartoon artist, J. Allen Stanford, created a comic book in honor of Perry, calling him a rebel without a cause. Current and former classmates took to Twitter, sharing fond memories and condolences to Perry's family members. Perry is survived by his parents and kids, Jack and Sophia. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek announced he has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Trebek shared the news on the official YouTube account on Wednesday. Here's what he had to say.
Now, normally the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to keep working, and with the love and support of my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease.
Trebek says he is keeping a positive attitude despite going through this battle. Now, there is no arguing that Kylie Jenner is a billionaire, but calling her a self-made has social media divided. Some argue that Jenner couldn't be self-made because she comes from the wealthy, known Kardashian family. According to Forbes, the half-sister of Kim Kardashian West is the first 21-year-old and the youngest self-made billionaire, beating previous record holder Mark Zuckerberg, who earned the title when he was 23. Forbes defends its methodology, saying Jenner's company is worth at least $900 million, and she owns 100% of it. Now that's a debate to be had. That's it for entertainment. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Shonda. Now, there is some extreme weather in the southernmost parts of the country. Find out more in weather.
A great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
People are dead and dozens more hurt after tornado ripped through Alabama early this week. Lee County was hit by an EF4 twister with winds reaching 117 miles per hour. The deadliest tornado outbreak in nearly 6 years claimed victims as young as 6-year-old. 12 storms downed trees and reduced buildings to rubble and more are in the forecast. Governor Kay Ivey said there is nothing left standing. Advertising is in shreds.
And it is time to again spring forward. Daylight saving time begins this Sunday. Remember to turn your clocks 1 hour ahead before heading to bed on Saturday night. Daylight saving time will begin officially this Sunday at 2 a.m. Barring any legislative changes by the state of California, it will be ending November 3rd. And
sorry, go ahead.
And here's Joel to break down the weather for us. Joel, what's heading in for us this weekend?
A lot of things are heading in for us this weekend. As you can see the weather behind me. First of all, if you may notice, there is it's a big division here between the cold and the hot. Most of the United States is covered in cold, especially in the Midwest, where there are a lot of the winter advisories, warnings, alerts, all three. The trifecta, such as in Bismarck. However, there are still a bunch of warm spots, like in Dallas, El Paso, Jackson, and, surprisingly, Phoenix. However, it depends on where you are. So, if you're up in the north part, it'll be ice cold, like in Fairborn, Ohio. Or, if you're down south, it'll be nice and warm. So, what does that mean for us? Well, let's take a look at San Diego's forecast. As you can see, on the coast and inland, it's all 50s and 60s. So you can see here, San Diego is the warmest at 60 degrees. Everywhere else, somewhere in the 50s. However, if you go up to the mountains, it'll be nice and cold, super cold. Like here in Mount Lagoon. Now you can see it's 28 degrees. That's ice cold, just like in Palomar Mountain. However, Borrego will surprisingly be 58 degrees. The warmest part here in the mountains. Whereas you can see, all blue, all cold. Is that a bad thing? Who knows? Let's go to the 8-day microclimate forecast. As you can see here with the coast, it's 60 degrees right now, and for the rest of the next few days, it'll be cloudy, partly cloudy, except maybe Monday, where there might be some thunderstorms in the inland, but hopefully by next Thursday, it'll be nice and sunny. Also, once again, as we just reported, remember to turn your clocks at 2 a.m. this Sunday morning. Other than that, hopefully, the weather will be much better, and there might be more rain, so just be sure to pack your umbrella just in case, because the weather can be very predictable, and the one thing I can tell you, it is very unpredictable weather. Just be sure and be ready for it. Back to you at the desk.
And a Virginia-based craft brewery was made a beer that tastes like Lucky Charms cereal.
The IPA, called Saturday Morning, quickly sold out last weekend. Beer geeks have been selling 4-packs online for as much as $450. Lines wrapped around the block starting at 7 in the morning.
For me personally, I wouldn't enjoy it, to be honest.
No, you don't think so?
I think it's gonna be like too sweet for me. But well, guys, that's all the time we have. And for this show, I'm Juan Gomez.
And I'm Ayo Elise. Stay tuned for next week for more stories from Newscene.